Sehr gut. Sehr, sehr gut. On to the trial, friends. On to the trial. Jetzt müssen wir das nur noch mal genau nachvollziehen können. Und Divis Quay, wie gesagt, sie ist verdammt gut. Das heißt, es wird scheiße schwer in ihrem... also bei der Cross-Examination von ihrer Aussage wird das verdammt schwer. Let's go. Und das ist gerade mal Episode 3. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie viel es gibt. Ich glaube 4, 5? Irgendwie sowas. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Salmonella. The prosecution calls Miss Divis Quay to the stand. Oh, okay. Miss Divis Quay is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Oh, vielleicht war es einer von ihren Handlangern. Das kann gut sein, natürlich. Wir haben ja gesehen, wie viele Leute das waren auf einmal. Will the witness state her name and occupation? Divis Quay. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Visquay. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Hopefully not. Es war 100% einer von ihren Handlangern allerdings. Sie selber war es definitiv nicht. Okay, day of the murder. I entered the trailer. Oh, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12. Sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. V. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later, when we all went to Studio 1. That's all. Okay, hab schon was gefunden. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you. Ja, das auch allerdings. The van. There's the van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey head toppling over. Zu Studio 1, wie soll er da hinfahren mit dem Van? Use this van to drive on the day after meeting in the trailer. Wie soll er Miss Visquay von Studio 1 Richtung Studio 2 fahren, wenn der Monkey Head dazwischen ist? I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Got that shit right. The day of the murder. Jetzt pressen wir sie bis zum Erbrechen. By yourself. Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area. No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. Okay. Ja, also kannst du zumindest keine falschen Aussagen treffen. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering. No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on. All you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. Okay, zwischen 4 und 5. Und der Weg war geblockt zwischen 4 und... bis um 4. Glaube ich? I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold on. You had Cell take you. What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Cell take me in the studio too then. Oh, alright. 15-minute break in the meeting. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No. I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak... Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. Okay. Beweis, dass sie das Steak nicht gegessen hat. Okay, ich glaube, die Sachen hier können wir... Moment. Block the path to the scene of the crime. Okay, ja, wir wissen ja mittlerweile, dass es vielleicht gar nicht in Studio 1 war. Moment. And at 4. So we went to Studio 1. Was genau benutzen wir? Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Ah, yeah. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Visquay and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Yo, Miss Visquay. Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too? You ate a boneless steak? You didn't eat the steak. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Visquay doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Yeah, meeting the Steel Samurai. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Die Person zumindest, die so tut, als wäre sie der Steel Samurai. Order! Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Visquay left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? Das wäre? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Visquay. That's right. Good luck, Nick. No shit. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, let's go. Let's do this. What was that murder weapon again? Oh, yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't, could you? I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Ich habe gesehen, wie schnell diese ganzen 8 Leute von der Mafia da waren. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? Allerdings, das ist auch ein guter Punkt. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. Als Köder. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Ja, logisch, weil es stimmt, macht Sinn, weil es ist ja kaputt gegangen. I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through. But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Allerdings. Guter Punkt. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Okay. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? Yes! Yes. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Yes, 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 I got it! Look at this photo. Yes. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order. If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? You see the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Happened again. Yep. Has happened again. Gotti. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 on the day of the murder. Miss Divasquay meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Yep, precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Oh, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Van! Im Van! Natürlich! Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could... Yeah. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance, der Van! Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Yes. Interesting, let's hear it then. Sie war exhausted, ist klar. Dadurch, dass sie jemanden umgebracht hat. Im fucking Van. Yes. Miss Visquay, You carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Nailed it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Ich würde gerne sagen, ja. Einfach damit wir ihn mit einbuchten können. Ich glaube nicht, dass sie seinen Körper hätte reinziehen können. Deswegen wäre es gut möglich, dass er ebenfalls mitgeholfen hat dann. Also ich glaube nicht, dass er davon wusste, dass er den toten Körper von Jack, obwohl, ich sag ja, weil, dass er dann den Körper genommen hat, weil Miss Visquay das gesagt hat. Natürlich, ja, logisch, klar. Of course, Salmonella has to have been a conspirator. The body has to be placed in the van and put into the costume. Und wieder raus. There is no way Miss Visquay could have done that alone. Und er macht, was man ihm sagt. Also, was sie ihm sagt. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steel samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammers' blood. Stimmt, ja. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Visquay, shall I continue? Aber wieso hat er dann das Kostüm angetragen? Vielleicht auch durch Anordnung von Miss Visquay. Kann gut sein. Oh, ja, natürlich. Zieh das Kostüm an, wir machen einen Rollentausch oder so, wahrscheinlich, ne? Shall I continue? No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun. I win? Okay. Okay. So, what happens next? Don't me. Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? Huh? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean Divas Quay, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Spill the beans. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright. What? Das haben wir irgendwie klar. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts. Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly. It does seem very likely she did it, but there is no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Testify again? Moment. Testify again, hätte ich gesagt. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again. Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. Damn! To come so far only to fail. Damn it. As it seems there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Visquay. Oh, what? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see... What? Das habe ich doch gerade vorgeschlagen. I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Visquay repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed. Verily, I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body. Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Fair, well played, Edgeworth. Well played. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict after all that? Edgeworth. Auf unserer Seite mittlerweile. Edgeworth. Let's go. Good stuff. After finding the body. I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldbag was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. Okay. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need to and twist the truth out of her. Nick. Right. Okay. Wir haben diesen Battle of the Wits gewonnen. Dann werden wir das auf jeden Fall auch hinkriegen. Okay, lass mal noch mal kurz sehen hier. Wir haben Steak Plate und Sleeping Pills können wir eventuell benutzen. Können wir eventuell benutzen für eins von ihren Statements. Könnte ich mir gut vorstellen. Ansonsten haben wir ja, glaube ich, nichts. Das ist, glaube ich, mittlerweile auch relativ irrelevant. Okay. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manel arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Press harder. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh. What did I just say? Did I not say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy. Ja, vor allem heißt es trotzdem nicht, dass sie das nicht gemacht hat. The witness will continue her testimony. Einfach so... Na gut. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Press harder, aber hallo. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around. You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Visquay. Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Aber hallo. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Visquay. You may continue. Called the police and Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry, I'm late. Then silence, dead silence. Silence. Hey Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Okay. Old bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. Left out of the proceedings. Weshalb? You asked to be left out. Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned. And I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered us. For us. Covered for you. Or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. Allerdings. The script and your direction notes. Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. I guess not. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? That was a murder, after all. Who could think of a rehearsal after that? Oh yeah, I guess. Ja, aber zuvor? Very well, Mr. Square, please continue. Ja, aber zuvor. Zuvor schon. Sie würde die Notes und Skript nicht mitnehmen, wenn sie schon wusste, dass da jemand tot drinne liegt und sie kein Rehearsal machen können. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Genau, Edgeworth. Genau, huh. Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring me her script because she wouldn't there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? Ja, genau. She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Exakt. Exakt. Genau das habe ich ja gerade gesagt. Order. Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Yep. Now, Miss Visquay, do you have an explanation? Auf einmal sind es 2 gegen 1. I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. Ich hätte dir auch in dem Fall helfen können. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Fuck. Sal, the director. You have to find something to peg this on her here. Or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. Okay. Call the police. Power shut up. Oldberg was agitated. He did it. Asked to be left out of the proceedings. Went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. Definitiv nicht. Definitiv nicht. Aber mir vorne noch vielleicht irgendwas. Ich glaube, hiervon definitiv nichts. Ich denke nicht, dass wir das hier benutzen können. Vielleicht das? Aha. You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Yup. Now why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Exakt. I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you he's the wrong person? Miss Visquet. Bam. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. Yup. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Ah. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Visquet, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Yup. Order. I will have order. Witness. Can you refute this claim? Da wäre sie fast nochmal aus dem Schneider gewesen. Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Visquet. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would you have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Yes. Yes. I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Visquet's motive in this murder. Was natürlich ganz klar das hier ist. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. Yep. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Visquet? Warum sonst wollte sie unbedingt dieses Foto haben, vor allem auch? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Visquet's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Visquet, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Exakt. Stimmt, ja, hat ja auch Miss Oldback gesagt, dass er irgendwie hier in diesen hohen High-Production-Dingern war und dann eben wirklich nur noch für extrem wenig Geld gearbeitet hat in Global Studios, die ebenfalls wenig Geld produzieren und ihm auch weniger Geld geben als dem Rest des Casts. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was a constant source of shame for the X-Star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Visquet, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Visquet have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say. I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Visquay's motive for murder. Ihr Motiv. Eventuell das. Eventuell. She had no motive ist falsch. Definitiv hat es ja eins. Okay. Allow me to present you to the court evidence proving Miss Visquay's motive. Missed him. This is my proof. And this tells us why Miss Visquay wanted to kill Mr. Hammer. I'd say all it proves is that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. Shit. Mr. Wright, the court requests that you find your marbles immediately, and I'm afraid I have to penalize you for this waste of the court's time. Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. I'll ask you again. Please explain why Miss Visquay's motive for murder. Oder hatte sie doch kein Motiv dann? Was haben wir genau? Definitiv nicht der Van. Das ist kein Motiv. Ebenfalls nicht. Ich schätze das. Wieder. Aber wobei... Moment. Ja, ich schätze mal das. Yes. Bam. This is my proof. And this tells us why Miss Visquay wanted to kill Mr. Hammer. Ach, goddammit! Ansonsten wird mir jetzt auch nichts einfallen. Dann hatte sie kein Motiv? Weil ansonsten haben wir nichts, was wir jetzt wirklich noch an Code Records haben. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. Ach so, ja, natürlich, logisch. All Miss Visquay did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Visquay. Sagte ich doch. What? What? Sie fallen raus, leider. Your Honor. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill Dee Visquay, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Yup. Was, du bist fein raus? Was ist das Problem? Das hätte sie aber von Anfang an sagen können, dass es... Obwohl, ja gut, okay, ist jetzt dann so... Wieso hat sie dann... Jetzt bin ich mal gespannt, warum sie dann letzten Endes das als Mord hingestellt hat, letzten Endes allerdings. So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It wasn't me. Naja, guilty, naja. Someone call an ambulance. There's blood everywhere. We're too late. Ah, Miss Visquay. What? What happened here? Manuel fell from the trailer stairs. Ah, yeah. Manuel! Miss Visquay, please try to remain calm. No, no! How could this... It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No, Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Visquay. No! Please. Please don't die. Please. Oh, yeah, okay. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again. So schuldig ist sie... Ja, doch, für Blackmailing, ja. Ja, definitiv. Mr. Edgeworth, where's Dee Visquay? in the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. I see. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Allerdings, yeah. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. The sweetness will come here from here. Okay. That is all. This court is now adjourned. Sehr gut. Sehr, sehr gut. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Sehr gut. Hab nicht mehr dran geglaubt, tatsächlich. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Visquet. But the thing that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Huh? Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Haben wir da was? Achso, ja, wie kann ich es ihm geben? Achso, ja, show evidence. Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because, yeah, logisch. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Good, this is good. Okay, good. Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids show and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. You could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... It's cancelled. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick Edgeworth. Ooh. Oh, hello. You're cool, dude. You're cool. Say something right. I'm not good at small talk. What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Visquet would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you, I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! Yeah. Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again. Das würde ich auch gerne mal wissen, allerdings jetzt, ja. However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings. Yes. Aber das ist eine erotic visual novel? Oder das ist ein bisschen Edgeworth X Phoenix? Yes. Unease and uncertainty. Ich sag nichts. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Liegt ja nicht an uns, das zu entscheiden. Mr. Wright. Was that guy your friend? What? Friends? As if. They are rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now, we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? It's a tale of love. And misunderstandings. And a forgotten birthday. And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. Ach so, ja. Ach, feier. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? Was? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. Also zumindest nicht in dem Kostüm. Will Powers as the Pink Princess. Großartig. Oh Gott. Okay. A brand new episode has been added. Oh, und hier haben wir den guten Edgeworth. Und Senior Edgeworth da hinten vielleicht. Zumindest von der Frisur her haut's hin. Und keine Ahnung, wer die anderen beiden sind. Ziemlich viel allerdings, was wieder abgeht in diesem kleinen Bildchen.